Well, I got a question. If it's another druid who's gonna make the magic potion, do you think maybe I could finally get a taste of it?
Take me back to my hut, Obelix.
The character I am collecting in this video is Obelix in The Secret of the Magic Potion. Released in 2018, this film is the 14th adaptation of the Astérix the Gaul comic book series. It was produced by the same writer and director who wrote and directed the previous animated Astérix film, based on the Mansions of the Gods volume. In the original French dub, Obelix, Astérix's super-strong but simple-minded companion, is voiced by Guillaume Briat, who had also voiced the character in Le Domaine des Dieux.
C'est ma faute à moi si les druides interdisent tout! Moi, je suis interdit de potions magiques, et j'en fais pas tout un plat!
In the English dub, Canadian actor C. Ernst Harth also returned to voice the same character he'd dubbed in Mansions of the Gods. Though unlike that film, Secret of the Magic Potion was not given two English-language dubs. Harth's surrounding credits include one-off episode appearances in the TV shows Legends of Tomorrow, Van Helsing, Demon X, and Are You Afraid of the Dark?
You knew she was in the cauldron?
Of course I knew. I saw her climb in.
What? Why didn't you say anything, you big dope?
Because she asked me not to, that's why.
Obelix, Astérix, and their little dogmatics first appear 3 minutes into the film, during the pop-tastic opening credit sequence, as they pursue their breakfast through the forest. During the chase, due to his immense strength, Obelix casually flings a hollow tree into the sky, and the large log pierces a freshly launched pirate ship. The Gauls are brought to a sudden halt by a tree, which the druid Getafix has fallen from. The fall has resulted in a broken ankle and Getafix's realization that his life may be coming to an end, and thus he must find a new druid to entrust his secret recipe for the magic potion. While Astérix and Chief Vital Statistics try to reason with him, Obelix eats Getafix's dinner.
But we can't change druids!
That night we learn that druids send messages to each other via wild boars. Presumably Getafix has never shared this information with the rest of the village, given the amount of boars Obelix alone has consumed over the years, without ever questioning if the boar they are chasing looks like it has something to say.
Obelix! My cairn?
I'm so sorry, Getafix. You see, I was...
My cairn!
As Getafix's foot is still sprained, Obelix carries him on a chair, as if he was one of his menhirs. Getafix asks Astérix to accompany him to the Carnutes forest, home to the Sacred Council of Druids. Again. Upon arriving, they discover that a little girl, Petkin, stowed away in the empty cauldron Astérix has been carrying, and never questioned why it was so heavy, because she wanted to show Getafix the little wheel she has invented.
Tell me, why is it always so important that Mr. Astérix knows everything all the time?
While Getafix and Petkin meet with the druids to acquire a list of apprentices, Astérix and Obelix chew the fat.
When I say they all have a white beard, it means that they have one each. They don't share it.
Unfortunately, a wild piglet delivered an invitation to Demonix, a banished druid, who uses his power of conjuring fire to freeze people, though it only works on those with low intelligence. Fortunately, Petkin is somehow faster at climbing than falling, and brings Astérix and Obelix to chase away Demonix. I would question the Canadian dubber's choice to call this evil druid Demonix when Demonix would have worked better as an Astérix-style pun name, but then I'd have to critique my own pronunciation of Obelix, which is a pun of obelisk. Therefore, I should be pronouncing his name Obelix, as the Canadian dubbers of this film have done. Naturally, Obelix's mind is easy to freeze, which the devilish druid deems as being very interesting.
Very interesting indeed.
However, since he knows Getafix's potion increases its drinker's speed, and he knows he can put certain people into a trance, why does what just occurred seem so interesting? Also, chalk one up to the trope of villain allowing the hero to live despite it being very detrimental to his scheme. Our heroes travel around Gaul to try and find a young druid worthy of being Getafix's successor, joined by all the men of their village, because the filmmakers clearly felt Unhygienix the Fishmonger had more comedy potential worth exploring than Obelix. After Jesus Christ fails to impress, and with only one other young druid left, Astérix loses his patience, and during a rant, names Geriatrix as his successor. Obelix takes great offence to this, and our hero turns his back on the rest of the village, only to be immediately captured by some Romans, who Demonix is working with in a plot to obtain the recipe for the magic potion.
I am not following a little man who chooses an old fogey to replace him over his so-called bestest buddy. Fare you well, Mr. Astérix.
The villagers find the Carnutes forest has been burned down by Demonix, and a pair of squealing boars warn Getafix and the young druid Colorix that the little Gaulish village has run out of magic potion, which its female population have been using to defend themselves against the Romans.
Oh boy, get a fix. I've never seen doors like this in my whole life. These guys didn't run away, they ran towards me, and now they won't stop squealing.
That was Obelix's last line of dialogue in this film, which still has 20 minutes left. In the heat of the moment, Getafix chooses not to tell vital statistics or all the other men that their wives, children and homes are about to be pillaged by the Romans, and instead, using Obelix for transportation, brings Petkin and Colorix along to witness the siege. While the druids' backs are turned, Obelix is frozen again by Demonix. A little while later, Astérix arrives, and having witnessed Demonix's method of releasing his victims from his freezing hot stare, begins slapping his big buddy's face in the hope of eventually hitting upon the correct combination. Demonix has drunk the magic potion infused with his fire powder, and is about to kill Getafix when Obelix hand-delivers one of his trademark knuckle sandwiches. But the day is not yet saved, as the devilish druid lands on another druid's potion that quadruples the size of whatever drinks it, turning Demonix into a super-hot titan. Getafix uses some magic powder he last used decades ago in a competition with his friend-turned-bitter rival, and stacks all the Romans who had been attacking the village into a Trojan legionary. Because Obelix cannot stomach watching a fight when he could be doing the fighting, he dashes into the giant robot Roman. And even though Getafix had been controlling it with his magic powder, Obelix is somehow able to take over, and punches Demonix into another pirate ship. At that night's banquet, Obelix stuffs himself with roasted boar, next to Getafix, who hints that he thinks Petkin will be the best candidate for him to share the formula for the magic potion with. Overall, Obelix is active for 55% of Secret of the Magic Potion's 80 minutes.
Well, best things come to an end and all that. Nice time with...